Mostly mainly sunny skies. Be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 94. Tonight, showers and storms are likely. Some of those could be severe, still low near 68. And tomorrow, showers and storms continuing throughout the day. See an afternoon high near 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Batter up.
Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson, number 34, gets the touchdown.
Husker Hall of Famer Terrell Farley.
Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bakoven. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
93.7 The Ticket. We are live from Blur Tailgate at the Hilton Omaha. We'll be here till 6 o'clock. Doors open from 10:30. Go all the way to midnight through June 21st. Corner of 12th and Cass. Can't miss the big white tent for Blur parties on the south side of Cass Street. This is the 13th annual tailgate with an all-inclusive bar and buffet. 18 TVs showing live baseball, multiple seating options, including a hammock. And as I always say to DP, go get in the ice. He tells me no. Come on. Coastal Carolina. The only team, the Chanticleers, even though I've got my LSU, I'm rocking it because I feel like LSU is going to play the Chanticleers for the championship.
Well, they're definitely one of the favorites here. LSU is, and Coastal Carolina is the only team that's punched their ticket to Wednesday in the winners bracket. So we'll see another team if LSU is able to do that a little bit later as we kind of run down what's going on today. First game is going to get underway right here as the Captain Show starts here at 1 o'clock. They just opened the TV broadcast for it. It's going to be Arkansas and Murray State. Of course, Arkansas, coached by Dave Van Horn, legendary manager for Nebraska back in the day, has had a long career there at Arkansas State, 23 years to be exact. Has not won the College World Series yet. They've got as close as runner-up, but we'll see if they can get it done this year. If they are, they're going to have to go on a run because, again, already have a loss in this game against Murray State, the underdog of the tournament from Kentucky. Now in this game here will be an elimination game. I love elimination games. Your season's on the line, so throw all like tomorrow's pitching and all that stuff out the window. You got to win the game today. So we'll see who can win in the first game. And then later on, why you got your LSU gear on, I guess you're going against the Big Ten a little bit. LSU and UCLA, that game should first pitch set for around 6 o'clock. So it will be a full day out here. It'll be a lot of fun with 93.7 The Ticket. We'll go through this first Arkansas and Murray State game and, of course, lead you up until UCLA and LSU. Man, what a time to be alive. What a time to be in your great city of Omaha, Nebraska.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coastal Carolina, for me, is Jacob Morrison, the big fella, 12-0. And to me, pitching is going to win the championship. Defense is going to win the championship. You're going to have sticks, but I think the team that commits the less errors, as I like Coastal Carolina, I think they're playing the best baseball right now. 25-game win streak, to me, is the best in baseball, and you got to take your hat off to it.
Oh, yeah, I like Murray State. I know they're the underdogs here. I know they haven't really won a game yet, but they play Arkansas today for the first game, But, you know, for a team that mows their own grass and cover their own field, you gotta give them guts that they're even here and they're able to play in this tournament and to represent Murray State and try to make some money for their school so they can get better players. Because, you know, after this, they still have a window open for the portal. So, you know, baseball players, they do the same as football players. They travel around and try to find the right fit. And hopefully Murray State can keep most of their players and don't be hurt by the transfer portal.
Yeah, and you see their starter going today, Isaac Silva, 92 on the year and a pretty good, you know, his ERA is a little high, I guess above 5. So we'll see kind of what happens there. Again, they're the underdog for a reason. They've made it here for a reason as well. They had a pretty good record as far as that goes, but obviously not playing the level of competition that you see out of the SEC against Arkansas here. So I know you're rooting for them. They're the underdog for a reason. I would favor Arkansas to get out of this, but we'll see. And if Arkansas does lose, it'll be interesting. Dave Van Horn already announced he's not going to retire, but Razorback fans, they like making it to the College World Series. They'd like to, again, like I've been saying, they'd like to win one eventually. So at least you'd like to see them get a win here. Not that Dave Van Horn's on the hot seat by any means, but just to make him feel a little bit better, right?
Hey, how would we love to have Dave Van Horn back?
Oh,
all these years of them going to the World Series. And we had Dave Van Horn sitting in our backyard all this time, and we let him go. I'm not saying much. I'm just simply saying that's consistency. That was a friend of mine when I was at Nebraska. And I'm telling you right now, if I saw him today, we would have a great conversation, and it would take us back to the 90s. But Dave Van Horn, one of the great coaches, one of the most consistent coaches in baseball today.
And, of course, Mike Anderson taking over for him. There's been several coaches since then. He kind of helped, start that College World Series run. Mike Anderson was able to keep that going. Of course, there was momentum. You had local talent as well, and Alex Gordon and Java Chamberlain. That never hurts necessarily when you get those type of talents going. Alex Gordon, by the way, introduced to the Royals Hall of Fame this past weekend, so congrats to him. But that was just a special time in Nebraska baseball. Remember kind of transitioning from the Dave Van Horn years, which were at Buck Belcher Field, which was probably closer to what Murray State played in than what Arkansas does now. And then, of course, over to Haymarket Park. We'll see if Nebraska can get it going. But that's what's kind of interesting about today even as well is that UCLA you know, if they make their run through it, Nebraska did just win a tournament, with UCLA in it and beat them head to head. So lot of interesting Nebraska ties, other than obviously being played in Omaha in today's action.
So when we look at both of these teams are elimination games today, this game and just UCLA, because Arkansas lost to LSU early in the week on Saturday,
which was a great game, by the way.
But Arkansas can't afford to get down in this game real early. Like to see them give another shot to play them. So you know they could probably. I don't know if UCLA can beat who they
LSU?
put LSU. I don't think UCLA can beat them. So hopefully Arkansas can get out of this game, but I'm still wishing for that Murray State.
Yeah. Still, I don't blame it. Cheering for the underdog, and I'm interested to see what Omaha is kind of cheering for again, whether it be Dave Van Horn or the underdog.
We're cheering for Dave Van Horn in Arkansas. That's a no-brainer. You know, when you got a guy that helped us build what we know as Nebraska baseball today, and have we been back to the heights of where Dave Van Horn took us? You could say.
Again, you'd argue with Mike Anderson, but I would argue that that's kind of the, if you will, kind of go back to Butch Davis, Larry Coker type of situation with Miami, where Butch Davis built it, Larry Coker was able to, kind of, not saying he's a bad coach in his own right, but was able to kind of pick up a team that was just about to make it, right? So.
Yeah, of course, I think Omaha is going for Arkansas and Dave Van Horn. I would love to see Arkansas get another opportunity to come back, because SEC and Arkansas, they've been here before. They know how to win. I just think LSU with their 7 championships is got to be in pole position to win this thing.
Well, they certainly will if they win tonight. Again, then they can punch their ticket further into the winners bracket. You look at Arkansas, LSU, I think, as far as the rankings go, Arkansas ranked number 3. They're, tiptoeing elimination and just lost, obviously, to LSU. So you got to feel like LSU's got the advantage there. Nobody else is ranked as high as LSU. And as mentioned earlier, this is a College World Series where the top-ranked teams didn't really make it this year. So it kind of can feel like anybody's series, but at the same time, you do have those SEC behemoths there at the top with Arkansas and LSU that might be feeling at least like they're looking down on the competition. But you never know. UCLA, Coastal Carolina, some of these teams have won championships in the past. They've been to Omaha and won them before.
Yeah, Arkansas is sitting with one on first base and looking for more. I think Arkansas – I don't know if this Racer team has enough sticks to deal with Arkansas. Arkansas has sticks, and they got beat 4-1 by LSU, but don't count this Arkansas team out. Not so quick. I think they're destined to go at least win this game and maybe another.
And if they do, we're going to hear a lot of some woo pig sueys out of you, right?
I think so. You're going to hear that.
Yeah.
And a lot of go Tigers.
Oh, there you
go.
So
we got Louisville is out.
Arizona is out.
Arizona's out.
Yeah.
Who else is out?
That's it. Whoever loses this first game will be the second team to leave Omaha.
And then it's only 4.
Well, then there's only 6. So there's 8 teams total in.
So how did Coastal Carolina clinch their championship game already?
Not the championship game. I can show you. It's the Wednesday winners bracket.
Okay.
The bracket's a little bit hard with double elimination and 8 teams in it. But you can see they've already kind of moved on by winning against Arizona and Oregon State. So you got to win your first 2, which is what LSU and UCLA are going to try to do tonight.
All right.
And again, I love it that the Big Ten is being represented. I just think that LSU baseball, they're pitching. The pitching and LSU sticks is too much for UCLA to handle.
I could certainly see it. What's kind of cool about this, too, is a lot of these teams are just kind of in the same grouping as far as you kind of look at their total wins on the season and how they made it here. You can argue different competition levels, right, in the Big Ten, in the SEC. I get that. But, Arkansas, the regular season record 48-13. LSU's was 48-15. UCLA's 47-16, right? Even Murray State only had 15 losses. So they're all Oregon State is 14 losses on the year. A lot of these teams are just kind of in that same category. And then there's the teams like Coastal Carolina. They've only lost 11 all year. But again, quality of competition, strength of schedule, all factors in there. But that's why I feel like this is so wide open. It's not like you have a team, that's far ahead of everybody else with, 9 or 10 losses altogether in SEC play. And they're the clear favorites. The number 1 overall seed, we know North Carolina Nebraska had to go through their regional. Obviously, Nebraska didn't make it. North Carolina didn't ultimately make it. So some of the favorites that we thought at the beginning of this tournament didn't even make it to Omaha, which is why I think it just feels like a wide open field here. And yeah, obviously, as you start winning through it, you have a better chance of making it. And that's why a lot of people are jumping toward Coastal Carolina. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of people jump toward the LSU or UCLA winner tonight as well.
But Bach and Black Shirt, don't you think you got to take that 25-game win streak? The Coastal Carolina, how many teams have they beat over that 25-game win streak? You got to take that into consideration and understand this thing. They know how to win. I would imagine over these 25-game win streak that they're on, it's got to be more than 8 teams, maybe 10. And so when you are able to adjust to that many different teams, to me, you are the favorite along with LSU, I think, to be in the championship. I would love to see them have to go. I think it's the best of 3, isn't it? Or
yeah, it would be once you get the championship series.
Yeah. I mean, I would just love to see that game. I think it's going to be one of the most exciting College World Series that we've had around here in a long time.
Well, and that's what I mean. The winning streak like that definitely proves that you're hot, right? And they've beaten all these teams. But at some point in baseball, your luck's gonna run up, wouldn't you think? At some point, I mean, because baseball, that's why that streak is so impressive, or any long streak in baseball, is because you run into one good starter, on the opposing side, and you can't quite get the bats going. I mean, there's a different story in all 25 of those games, is what I'm getting to. And so it's just incredible to have that long of a streak. So I do agree with you. Maybe we are overlooking them a little bit just because of maybe name recognition. Again, their manager has been arguing that they're not an underdog. They definitely aren't. They've won this whole thing before. But it's just the fact they're not a Power 4 school. We don't see them, in many of our other sports being near the top. But that's tough to do.
Well, I just think that this is the time. This is the place. You need to definitely get down here to Blur if you don't have anywhere else to go to watch the game and you want to be in the ambiance like none other. Screens all over the place, food, drinks, and just atmosphere of baseball. I can't wait till tonight. I know it's going to be a circus. Do we have an update on the Jello shots?
Yeah, I got it right here.
That's what I want to hear, Terrell. Update on the Jello.
All right, as
shots.
of yesterday, LSU has more than tripled what everybody else's have. They're in first all along. They're sitting at 12,737. The next closest person is Murray State, 6,117. Coastal Carolina, 3,616. Arkansas, 5,360. So they're manhandling this field right here.
I wanted to say something, and I didn't get a chance to say it, but I want to make sure I tell you 3 young men, DP, you as well. Happy Father's Day. I know it's a little bit too late, but we wasn't on air, and I think just about all of us on the ticket are all fathers or grandfathers. So sometimes we never get a pat on the back. So I want to pat you guys on the back for being great fathers. Continue to be great fathers and grandfathers that you are, and you too in Ticket Country. You guys out there, especially that listen to us. Happy Father's Day to you guys. We didn't get a chance to be on air, but again, I got probably the best gift. We sometimes fathers don't get the same thing that mothers get on Mother's Day, but I will tell you, my daughter always, for whatever reason, she knows Dad loves trinkets, and she bought me a hat with fans on it. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow because it's supposed to be hot. So you guys got to say I don't think I'm gonna be able to get my the headphones on.
My gift was okay. I got something that I went to the barbershop the other day to get. I went to the barbershop and got my nose waxed. So
you did?
Yeah, I got
my goodness.
So they pulled it out. So now I got me a little. It's called a nose cleaner. So it cleans the hairs of my nose. I can just charge it up and just one of the little trinkets that I use to do my face work, Bob.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've tried even the wax thing before. That
hurts.
It definitely hurts. Feels a little bit.
It feels funny.
Yeah,
especially when you have to sit there for 2-3 minutes with it just sitting in there. And the guy who pulls it must not like you because he does it hard. You think he's trying to hurt you.
Well, the goal is to get the hairs out, so I think maybe it's successfully done. But yeah, I echo those sentiments. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. just an incredible day. Like you said, it's just kind of funny, growing up. Mother's Day was kind of more of a thing than Father's Day. It's easy to go, you kind of think flowers, candy, and then Dad, it's like, well, he could buy anything he wants, so it's kind of hard to just kind of think of something, but that's why you got to think of something thoughtful or unique, like you said. And so, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. I still can't wait to see your hat. I can't remember, what was the guy's name that Matthew Broderick played back in the day?
Ferris Bueller.
No, it was like he like Stretch. I can't even remember what it was. That's what you're gonna remind me with that hat. I gotta find out. You guys don't know.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget. There it was.
Yeah,
Thank you, Matthew Broderick.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget. Listen, and it's got solar panels on the fans.
That's what powers them.
Yeah, well, you can plug them in, but then it's also got solar panels that you can. I left it out in the sun yesterday, so it'll charge itself up as well.
That's awesome.
I got a quick little question for you guys. Don't look.
Okay.
How many elimination games did Coastal Carolina have to win in 2016 on their way to the championship in their first College World Series ever?
Well, the way that you're questioning it would maybe makes me think that it was more than none, because that would be impressive too if they just went through the winners bracket. Let's go with 4.
Okay, Terrell, come on. DP, you got that question?
6.
How many elimination games did Coastal Carolina have to go through in 2016 to win the championship in their first ever College World Series? So on the brink of getting
He's doing He's going through the bracket. There he goes.
That's why I threw you in there. When they didn't get it, they said, "Let me see."
I read it earlier, but I didn't really look at it and I missed that point. But I knew it was 5 or 6, so that's why I said 6.
Just think about this for a second. When you have to go through 5 elimination games and you get through them, that says that you got something that a lot of teams don't have, and that's know-how and grit. I was talking to a former teammate of mine, and the question came up about Nebraska football. He asked me what was the one thing I thought was missing from Nebraska football, and the one thing that I came up with, grit. When it gets down and dirty, do we have the guys that say, I'm going to pull everything I got in me and we not losing? That's what, if you go back and watch those elimination games, that's what that was, because their backs were against the wall. Nobody thought they had a chance, and they did the unthinkable.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because it makes you feel like, maybe there is, I think you can get caught into this. Okay, we're watching an elimination game. One of these teams, are they going to survive? But, neither of these teams have much of a shot. It has been done before. You can fight out a loser's bracket and ultimately win the championship. And certainly in baseball, again, you can win 6 out of 7. That's a heck of a run. But you might, that one loss might be at the beginning. So we'll kind of see what happens there. But, man, unfortunately, I got to agree with you. I wouldn't say that myself, because I don't have too much grit and I'm not a former player. But now that you've said it, I can stay up and say it, because that's all this chasing 3 and close losses. The last decade has been not that Nebraska's so far off, that they need complete rebuilds and all that. It's just that they're right there. They're so close, and it's just a different way every time. It would be frustrating if they lost half those games, but they're losing a majority of those games, finding ways to lose them. And again, I think that was by the time that, not to harp back on things, but by the time Scott Frost was leaving, I think it was just known throughout the Big Ten. Iowa kind of started the recipe to beat Nebraska, and everybody saw it was just let them, get out of their way and let them beat themselves. They'll do it throughout a game, and that would happen. Whether it was Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, it just kind of became the recipe to beat Nebraska.
It is what it is until we prove that we belong at the top of the Big Ten. I'm starting to lean back towards Terrell and the way he's thinking. You got to prove it to me. The closer we get, I don't want to. And look, I think it's good that those guys can come out to the baseball game, right? I think it's good. But when we make so much announcement at them being at the baseball game, and not, hey, we happen to see these guys running heels at some random park. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what it's going to take. In order for those guys to win the way we want them to win, they have to take ownership of their football team and say, guys, we got to do it. It can't be the coaches. They can only do so much. But don't let the refs beat you, and definitely don't lose by one score.
Yeah, there you go. I think we got to get going to break, but we're having a good time so far here from the Bloor Tailgate. Again, the action has kicked off as we have Murray State and Arkansas in an elimination game. So I'll let you guys send it off, but just kind of setting the scene there. I'm glad to be out here with you.
All right, we're going to go take it to break here at 93.7 The Ticket, live here at the Bloor Tailgate at the College World Series. We'll be right back.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends August 31st or while supplies last. Acres, your John Deere dealer.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
In dealing with the high interest rates, it's very important that you get as much bang for the buck. And that's what our Remington Homes is all about.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com. Pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, whether you want painted trim or other upgrades. Those are all options with our Remington Homes. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington Homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Captain 93.7 The Ticket. We are here at the College World Series at the Blur event, and we are having a ball here. The black shirt, Bach, and the captain sitting in a row. Bach's in the middle. How you doing, Bach? I always want to give you a hug on
Yeah.
TV, Bach.
Well, I do appreciate it. I am a little bit worried. You guys do seem to argue from time to time, and being right here in the middle, I just hope it doesn't start popping off.
No,
I don't want to be stuck in the middle of
arguing
this one
between
here.
me and Terrell.
Well, now, here's we got Josh Pate's Big Ten quarterback ranking. And it's going to sound funny because the last guy we didn't expect to be in the Big Ten right here. And Bach, you know his name better than mine. What's his name, Bach?
Nico Iamaleava.
Would you put him last, Bach?
Well, to be fair, he's 10th on this list, so he did do top 10. There are 18 teams, so it's not last.
It's not last, but
not
top
last in
10.
the Big Ten.
Top 10.
But yeah, it is. He's making him earn his spot. It's interesting because you look at these rankings, and I know you'll get to him a little bit more. A lot of projection going into them as far as what you've proven. I think Nico would be a top 4 or 5 quarterback in this league, but if he's projecting a little bit. He's got some other guys he's got a guy that hasn't had a high school, a college snap ahead of Nico at this point. So a lot of projection going into this, and I'm ready to break it down.
All right. Well, when we look at number 9, Fernando Mendez, Indiana. Is he a weapon for Kurt Cignetti, or has he been hidden, or have we seen him before?
Well, we've seen him before. He's a transfer. So, they had a pretty good we noticed last year they had a pretty good backup quarterback once we knocked their starter out of the game. But Mendoza has had a career there at Cal. In fact, last year he threw for over 3,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. The year before as a starter, 14 touchdowns, 10 picks, 1,700 yards. Obviously, not a full season there. And not too much of a running threat, 105 yards last year, but was able to have a long of 50. So he can scoot if you allow him to. But it is interesting. I mean, Indiana, that's what they went. We know last year their success, and we talk about how quickly he's able to get that done. It was through the transfer portal. But a big part of it, and Cignetti's going to get a lot of the credit for it. But I thought anybody that was going to get Curtis Rourke was going to benefit. Now, Rourke out of Ohio, transferring from the MAC, former MAC Player of the Year. Not the player he once was. Some injuries kind of limited his mobility there at Indiana, but they're hoping Mendoza goes along the same path and picks up where Rourke left off.
Yeah, but when you look at Indiana, remember this thing. When he came to Indiana, who did he bring with him?
A lot of his players.
You got that right. Now, if those players if they had more years to go, he might be okay. But if you got to go out now and get all new players, now you got to build that relationship back up with those players. So I don't know if that quarterback will have that kind of success. I would err at putting TJ above him.
I will say this. He's got one of the best, I would say the best, but there's a pretty darn good wide receiver up there at Ohio State. But one of the best wide receivers in Elijah Surratt coming back. Almost 1,000 yards last year. 2 years ago, James Madison did have 1,000 yards. And he just sticks out to me because of that Nebraska tape. Every time it was 3rd and long or they needed one, they'd throw a jump ball to him. And it wasn't easy, but he'd come down with it. And that was part of the reason that was a blowout, because they were extending drives, finding Surratt out there. So that'll be at least helpful in Mendoza's corner.
All right, we got this next one. He's a true freshman. I really don't like to throw true freshmen in this top 10, and I don't understand why Underwood is in it. But you got Michigan quarterback has cracked the top 10, and his Bryce Underwood, number 8.
Is it possible to put a freshman, Bryce Underwood, over those two guys that are proven in college football? Is that possible to do?
I don't think it's possible.
Again, this is a lot of projection there. That's a true freshman coming in. Yeah, he's the number 1 true freshman, but man, that's tough to do.
And if they are doing it, I think they're looking at the totality of the team and they're saying, look, he's a freshman, but he's got a team around him. He's got receivers, he's got running backs, he's got an offensive line. Allegedly, that's what they're saying. Only time will tell, and we'll know a lot about that freshman, especially when they come to Lincoln.
Yeah, to your point, I think if Nico Iamaleava is transferred to Michigan, I think he'd be a little higher on this list. I think he'd be above those guys. So I definitely think that's part of it. And I'm excited to see, again, as we can downplay the freshman part of it. And there's certainly a lot to that. I get that. But he's the new, before the transfer portal era, he'd be one of the guys that you would say you'd want to see most heading into the season to see how he debuts out there in Ann Arbor. So I'm excited to see how he does. Michigan, of course, did a lot of their damage last year without much of a passing game, was able to beat Alabama and Ohio State in that manner. So if he doesn't have to be great, with what they have out there in Ann Arbor, he just can be good and maybe move them up into the serious competitors for a national championship, of course, Big Ten championship as well.
All right, skipping a couple spaces. Let's go Dylan Riola at number 6. I think Dylan has to prove a lot of things that he can still do. First of all, he had an excellent first half of the year, kind of up and down second half of the season. If he can come out on fire, really learn that offense that he gets to a fresh start with having his offensive coordinator at the beginning of the summer workouts instead of coming in the end. Now, Dylan is the type of player that we're going to see what he's made of this year. This is his most important year, I think, because this is Matt Rhule's 3rd year, and he has to have that quarterback in place to make that jump from a 7-5 team or 7-6 to a 9-3 team. Now, Dylan is obviously he's the captain of this team. He's the guy they go to, the leader of this team. So we have to see how he lives up to that hype once the season starts.
I think when you look at Dylan Riola, you don't want him to have a sophomore slump, so you want to make sure that you've got pieces around him. I think that we've done a great job of putting the pieces around him, and I think the boys are working hard. I think the one thing that they understand is winning and losing is the only thing that counts. So, the chasing 3, none of that stuff matters when we turn that game on. As long as we got a W in the column, I think that's all that matters. And I would imagine that they're doing all that they can to make sure that we have that opening up with Cincinnati.
Well, it's interesting because they do have him, and again, this is Josh Pate's rankings at number 6 here. and that is with projection. So he's kind of projecting him to finish 6th. I think if you kind of, so it just kind of depends on how you do it. If you look at like proven, he might be even a little higher. And of course, he's just got 1 year in the system. So that's interesting because there's just not a whole lot of proven quarterbacks coming back in the Big Ten. Of course, Drew Eller being the exception to that. But, this is where we kind of see if Dylan Raiola is who we think he is, right? From freshman year to sophomore year, that's when you're supposed to take your biggest jump, especially if you've played as much as he did as a freshman. As Arkansas drives in a run here to take the lead over Murray State at the top of the third. Yeah,
well, but you know what? When you think Dylan Raiola and where he's at 6, it's being in the 6th spot. Terrell, is that enough to get you into the football playoffs? That's the real question. Is that enough to get you into the real football playoffs?
I don't. At this point in time, I don't think so. I think it's good enough to get you a good bowl game. I think Dylan has to live up to higher expectations instead of being the number 6 quarterback. In his head, he has to be the number 1 quarterback because he has to lead a team with brand new receivers, returning receivers, freshmen that's going to step in, new offensive linemen, a running back that can do it all instead of having to trade in and out every couple of downs for running backs. He has to take control of his offense. He has to lead these guys like he never led anybody. I mean, this is his team. This is his offense. He has to prove this to a lot of, and not just saying win 7 games and be happy with it. No, we want Dylan to take it the skies to the limit and try to get this team into a 10-2 season or a college championship series bowl game. So it's a lot that we want to see Dylan to do. But I'm willing to be patient at the beginning. Just let these guys have fun, finish the summer out, and get ready for football come Kansas City time.
So 6 games does not get you in the football playoffs.
Well, no.
If you're in the 6th spot.
No.
Let's say he's the 6th best quarterback, and the record reflects the 6th best quarterback. Does that get you into the football playoffs?
Well, it's 14 teams, and if that's 6 in the Big Ten, you got to worry about the other 4 or 5 in the SEC, the other 2 in the ACC, the other 2 in the Pac-12. So it's the Big 10, the Big 12. So, no, it doesn't get you where you need to go, but if he can manage it right, he should be. I mean, we can't throw all the hype on Dylan. He needs a co-cast. He needs a lot of guys to step up and help him this year and not just lean on his back.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't think we can be the 6th best quarterback this year. I don't think that's good enough. I think he's going to have to be in the top 3 in order for us to make a run at the football playoffs. I mean, we can't. We 6 is not good enough, and as we go through these quarterbacks, we'll start to go up. I think I will move him higher up that list, but.
Well, and I think, too, part of it's just kind of like what do you have around him, right? I mean, and that goes kind of back to the Bryce Underwood, Michigan point. If you're the 6th best quarterback, like Will Howard, I'm not sure if he was the best quarterback in the Big Ten last year. He was 3rd team, all Big Ten, in fact, which is, better than 6th. But my point is when you got the best running back, best running backs, best wide receivers, and the best defense in the Big Ten or top 3 defense in the Big Ten, well, then, you might not have to have the best quarterback. Dylan's not going to be in that category. I doubt. Now we'll see. Maybe some of those other parts can kind of rank up to top 3 in the Big Ten as well. But Dylan is more the hope for that than anything else for Nebraska, I think. And so as I see a 6th ranking from Josh Pate, I think that's a little bit of kind of playing both sides, right? Like where I expect him to get better, but I don't want to take out the full, bet the house on it basically. So I'll put him in at 6. As you look at it, there's 3 guys ahead of him on this ranking. And that's what's interesting to me is that there's 3 guys ahead of him in this ranking that have less experience than Dylan Raiola. All we're talking about is how Dylan doesn't have that much experience, this next step, and he's kind of our darling as far as a young quarterback that's going to move up. There's already, at least in Josh Pate's eyes and maybe in some others, some other quarterbacks in the Big Ten that maybe have moved themselves above Dylan Raiola as kind of that darling. I'm specifically looking at Desmond Williams over there at Washington, who was just a freshman last year, only started 2 games, I believe, and he's got him ranked higher.
All right, guy. I think when he's had a whole year to. We asked him to do some things last year that we shouldn't have asked a freshman to do. Okay, with the transfer portal, you shouldn't have that freshman have to throw to guys who can't get open. Okay, you got to be able to throw. You got to be able to have a running back to. A running game, in order to help the young freshman. We did not have that. So I think that in itself is going to change Dillon to who he's going to become. And I think top 3 to me is a little bit better fitting for him.
And that's certainly got to be the goal. I mean, he's not coming in hoping to be a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the Big Ten. He wants to be the best, like you said, at least make all Big Ten, in that third team category. And we'll see. Like you said, I mean, it's the exciting thing is it's not like, maybe he's really got to grow his arm or his accuracy. I mean, he's got the tools. And we saw that, especially in the first half of the season. Even his interceptions were stolen from the wide receiver because there were throws that were on target that gave his wide receiver a chance to at least make a play on the ball, and they didn't always win that. But then as kind of the second half progressed, maybe more receivers open that he missed. That mobility certainly kind of became kind of a problem as he was even knocked out of a game. So we'll see. I mean, so there is that mobility part is something that he can work on and hopefully has worked on to hopefully help the other strengths he has.
We don't want Dillon running. If Dillon is running, we're in trouble, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Dillon is not here to be a running quarterback.
No.
He's here to be a gunslinger. So if he's running, that means it's not working, okay? If he's running like he did last year, it did not work. What we have as far as receiver, running back, the offensive line that we got up front did not work, okay? So he should not be running for his life. He needs to run when he has to or when they give it to him. If they give you 5 yards and a first down, instead of trying to throw the ball down the field, don't be the hero. Take the first down, three more downs to get the touchdown.
Well, and yeah, to make it clear, I'm not trying to advocate him to run for 50 yards a game. It's the mobility is what I'm talking about is, like you said, kind of just stepping around the pocket, maybe opening it up sometimes. But there were several times that every fan can kind of remember it where he could have maybe ran for 5 yards. And then the sliding thing, learn how to slide. I mean, so these are maybe some things that maybe sound a little bit easier than what they look like for Dillon. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that there was necessarily a huge stride that needs to be made in mobility. He's never going to turn into Michael Vick, but if he can just learn how to take those hits a little bit better when he is out of the pocket and learn to scramble a little bit better, because sometimes it is going to take you a little bit, not scramble necessarily, again, 15, 20 yards downfield, but scramble within the pocket to give his receivers a little bit more time. Certainly help out. That's a part of his game, I think. If he takes a step up this year, could take a step up in these rankings.
All right, let's go to break, and we'll do the other top 5 when we come back here at 93.7 The Ticket, live from Blur Tailgate. And we're still watching the first game. It's 1-0 Arkansas in the bottom of the third right here at Charles Schwab Field. We'll be right back.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. Be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 94. Tonight, showers and storms are likely. Some of those could be severe. Still low near 68. And tomorrow, showers and storms continuing throughout the day. An afternoon high near 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still, though, have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
In dealing with the high interest rates, it's very important that you get as much bang for the buck. And that's what our Remington Homes is all about.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier and more affordable.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com, Pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, whether you want painted trim or other upgrades. Those are all options with our Remington homes. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket. We are out here live at Blur Tailgate. Come hang out with us. Box is going to give us a live update on what's going on in this game. Murray State, Arkansas.
Yeah, the Arkansas Razorbacks, they've got a good pitcher on the mound. He's doing well. He just struck out another one. I don't know how many strikeouts. He's got at least 4, I think, at this point. But they are going to the top of the fourth. 1-0 Arkansas with the lead. So far, no hits for Murray State. So Arkansas pitching staff getting it done so far. Gates Wood on the mound.
Don't jinx to me like that, Bob. You don't supposed to say it. You're supposed to just.
Can I have an announcer's jinx from all the way over here? I might be able to.
Yo, you within 500 feet, Bob, so you might have to hit it. All right, we're going to go back to this Big Ten quarterback rankings right here. And this time we're going to start from 1 to 5, Bob. And, Bob, number 1, go ahead and call him out.
Drew Aller.
Nobody else.
Yeah.
Closer.
Yeah, if you did tiers, I think he'd also be the only one in this tier. There's just, there's another guy like Luke Altmaier. We'll get to him in a little bit. Returning quarterback from a team that nearly made the playoffs, but there's just nobody in the league of Drew Aller. Now that being said, he did struggle to find his wide receivers last year. We know Tyler Warren was kind of the do-it-all tight end, so he's going to have to find a way to get a lot of production outside of that. They've added Trevor Pena, the transfer receiver from Syracuse. They've got a few other guys in there to try to help him, and he's got 2 of the best running backs, maybe the best running back stable in the country, if not in the Big Ten there, to help him out. So we always talk about the help around you and the fact that it's just Drew Aller. It's got to be time. I mean, he was once kind of the Dylan Raiola out there in State College, and it just took a few years, kind of taking these strides, and now to the point that you expect him to be an all Big Ten type of performer. That being said, I wouldn't be completely shocked if he's not first team. I would be. It's tough to name another one, right? Like he's definitely the guy that deserves to be preseason first team, but he's got to take a step up in his own game to get Penn State finally across that barrier, which has been Ohio State and Michigan in the past. We saw Oregon this past year. And then, just in the playoffs, obviously, if you can just get your team in the playoffs, you're going to have a chance there. But they've kind of been stuck in that gear, right? I was doing the tiers things earlier. They've been right into that, third tier, 8th to 12th best team in the country. This is the year to step up. And so there's going to be a lot of pressure on Drew Aller himself to improve in his game.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this kid, 6'5", 235, passed for 3,300 yards last year, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, quarterback rating of 7.75. Now he loses a great tight end and what's called it,
Tyler Warren. Yeah.
Now he has some receivers that are coming back. I think they picked up, but this is a Penn State team that might have to depend on their defense early on in the year because they have to get this back in sync again. I think they lost 1 running back, then they got 2 coming back.
Well, they got them both coming back.
Yeah. So that'll be their big strong point of their offense this year right here is trying to get the running game going earlier for them.
Entertainment or facts? Which one is it? Abdul Carter, defensive end, first round, 3rd pick overall from Penn State.
Yep.
Kevin Winslow Jr., defensive back, Tennessee, 3rd round, 82nd pick overall.
Winston Jr., by the way.
Kevin Winston Jr., my bad. Jalen Reed, defensive back, Houston, Texas, 6th round. Kobe King, linebacker, Minnesota Vikings, 6th round. And then Tyler Warren. Okay? So defensively, when you say, Terrell, they might have to defend on the defense, I don't know. They're going to have to rebuild that defense. And I think his biggest target all year was this guy, Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Not having him, I don't see Penn State being as good. And I really think they're vulnerable to get beat.
I kind of like that because that's what I was kind of alluding to a little bit and saying, I don't know if he'll finish in the first because, they're a very good program. And James Franklin, we want to see them take that next step. But to your point, how many programs in the country can have 2 top 15 draft picks leave their team and be the same team or projected to be better the next season. Penn State has been one of them, but again, they've been kind of stuck. So when you lose that quality of player, specifically for Allard, Tyler Warren on that side of the ball, that's going to be, that's going to be tough to overcome. But then I'm glad you brought up Abdul Carter too, because that's just a lot. Those are 2 top end players in the country. And so that you could talk about what they have coming back and, in Singleton and Katron Allen. Well, they had those guys last year too. So it's interesting. All the love and again, all the preseason love almost has to go to Penn State just because they were able to convince all these guys to come back. And then they did what they did in the transfer portal to even, secure it a little bit more. But it's hard for me to just buy in and say, yeah, Penn State is going to win the Big Ten. Penn State is going to be the best team. On paper, maybe they should or could be. But until I see it, I'm just not going to believe it at this point.
Listen, he set a single season record, 104 receptions as a tight end. It's hard pressed to find receivers that have 104 receptions. Have we had a 100-yard reception receiver at Nebraska? And who was it? 100. Who caught? Kenny Bell? Who you got to go all the way back to. So you're losing. And if you really look at Penn State stats, okay, look at the receiving stats. Look at the number 2 guy behind the tight end. I would imagine that he led Penn State in receiving yards and touchdowns. But if you lose that, you lose a weapon. They got a big hole to fill in that tight end room. And if they can get it done, I think there'll be a weapon, but it just don't look good.
Well, here's why I talk a lot about Penn State defense, because they picked up a guy named Jim Knowles. You're not gonna let a guy come there and don't have any horses in the stable for him. Here's what they did. They went into the transfer portal and got Amiri Campbell from North Carolina, linebacker. Got Owen Waffle from Michigan, defensive tackle to fill the gaps and add depth. Bach,
Which they needed.
They got freshmen, LeVar Arrington II coming in.
How about that?
With Cameron Smith, both 4-star recruits who are expected to contribute early. Bach, this defense has good depth at defensive tackle and edge positions. And with players like Daniels, Jennings, N. White, and Max Gramble, watch out. This might be a better than last year defense that was on there, especially the DN last year. He's more better than I think than Abdul Carter is. We'll have to see that, Bob.
You are talking.
All right.
Crazy,
I don't think Jim Knowles will go somewhere and knowing that he has to rebuild a defense. I think he's going there and he expects to put them right back on the same level they were last year. And just like I say, Penn State got depth like Ohio State. They got depth. They don't lose too many guys in the transfer portal. They collect them from the transfer portal.
Listen to me. I agree with you, but I still got to say it, man. When you lose one of the greatest defensive end in college football last year, and you lose two defensive backs who were obviously phenomenal players and a linebacker, and you said they replaced the linebacker. But I didn't go to free agent signing. You got a defensive tackle and a cornerback off that same team that got free agent, which I would imagine they were starters, just not good enough to get a tick. But we know a lot of guys who get in free agent, and Will Compton is a classic example of a guy not getting drafted and having an 11-year career in the NFL.
Yeah, it's interesting. By the way, that record for Nebraska, as you point out, 102 receptions last year for Tyler Warren. The record at Nebraska is 75.
See, we ain't never had anybody over 100 catches.
No.
And they've got a tight end to go over 100 catches. Do you see if you can pull up real quick receiving stats? I would imagine one of those running backs would be in the top 3 or 4 in receiving, because they run tons of check down. When you use the tight end, you have to use check down routes to go with it. It's just a great compliment to go with it.
Yeah, so their big deal was that they did, again, Trevor Pena kind of is the main one. They've got a couple wide receivers out of the portal that they expect to help quite a bit. But, yeah, Trevor Pena will be the biggest one. You look at wide receiver stats last year, their best wide receiver was Wallace at 720 yards. But we better get to break. We're a little over time.
All right, we're going to knock these 4 down when we come back here. 93.7 The Ticket, live at the Blur Tailgate.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Your Nebraska Lottery announces the 2025 NASCAR Powerball Playoff. And it's a great way to get on track for a chance to win $1,000. From May 27th to June 23rd, buy $2 of Powerball, enter the voucher number online, and you could be one of 20 winners of $1,000 and a chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Roar into any Nebraska Lottery retailer and buy $2 of Powerball today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
It's never too late to start protecting your company's data from cyber attacks. Your customers put their trust in you to keep their information safe from online threats. Don't let them down. Partner with Hamilton Business Technologies to get real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and experts who monitor it all for you. We care about the success of your business and the communities you serve. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through June 24th are $1 off ground beef, 15% off on aprons, 15% off cornhead beer, and buy one, get one 50% off on brats and hot dogs, limit 2. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson, number 34, gets the touchdown.
Husker Hall of Famer Terrell Farley.
Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bakoven. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
93.7 The Ticket, live from Blur. Get down here. We are here till 6. Doors open till midnight, all the way through the 21st. Corner of 12th and Cass. Can't miss the big white tent for Blur parties. Come on down. It's on the south side of Cass Street. This is the 13th annual tailgate with an all-inclusive bar and buffet. 18 TV showing live baseball, multiple seating options, including a hammock. You get all kind of different games going on. You can buy tickets at the door, or you can go online at www.blurevents.com/Omaha. There'll be 3 different packages to choose from. Bach, please give us an update on this crazy game that is 1-0.
Yeah. If you like a pitcher's duel, we got it going, particularly from the Arkansas side, as Gage Wood on the mound has been fantastic. Arkansas is up 1-0, and they are swinging. They're at the plate in the top of the 5th, 0 out so far. But Gage Wood has been the story thus far. 4 innings pitched, no hits allowed, 9 strikeouts in 6 in a row. So of the 12 outs that he's had, he's fanned 9 in 6 in a row. So it's been fantastic watching him and seeing if Murray State can get a hold of him. Now, as good as he's been, like you said, 1-0, one swing can change this game still for Murray. But they're going to have to find a way to get a hold of this. Guy's throwing over 90 consistently.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great performance. I think it's 5 or 6 in a row. I love pitching. Pitching to me is what baseball is. It starts with the pitcher, and I think ends with the pitcher. So it's great for me to watch this when I do watch baseball.
You're more of a pitcher's duel guy. You'd rather see 2-1 than 8-7.
Yeah, I like
so?
the pitcher. Yeah. Because it makes it more exciting than when you get somebody up there like Sosa in his prime, and it's 2-2 tie, and then boom, or they're down 2-1 with runners on second and third, and then boom, game over.
Yeah.
So I like getting it down to the nitty gritty, keeping the game close, and then seeing who's got the grit to pull it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way in football, but in baseball too, I do kind of like pitchers duels because every hit feels very big when you aren't able to get there. And particularly when you're getting strikeouts. Strikeouts are fun too. If you're grounding everybody out, it might not be as exciting, but still, the way that these guys are pitching. Now Silva on the other side for Murray State has 5 strikeouts now through about 13 outs here. So he's doing pretty good on his own right.
That was a mean pitch too. All right, Terrell, we better get going. Who's number 2 on the list?
All right, we're going to go back to the list. Number 2 on the list.
Big Ten preseason quarterback rankings from Josh Pate is our list here.
All right, number 2 on the list. Bob, go ahead and give us to us, Bob, since you're already on it.
Julian Sayin from Ohio State. Very interesting pick here to be number 2 for a variety of reasons. One, that he hasn't really had too many snaps. I think he's played in a little bit of mop-up time for Ohio State. But to be elevated to number 2 some people might say a surprise, but if we look at the history of Ohio State, other than, again, having to go outside of themselves, they don't normally do, and go get Will Howard, is that they don't recruit 3-star quarterbacks. They have 4- and 5-star quarterbacks, battle it out. They think Julian Sayin could be that next guy. There's a couple other guys on campus that they believe in as well, or at least have had them fight with Julian Sayin. So if Sayin ends up just not being that guy at all, could have a few more options. But a lot of projections to put Ohio State's Julian Sayin at number 2. But so often Ohio State's quarterback wins the Big Ten quarterback of the year, whether he is returning starter or not.
Hold up a second. Then it's the same thing as Penn State. Okay, when you look at this quarterback, can you really put this quarterback? I get it. It's Ohio State. I get that, Terrell. I get it. It's Penn State. They recruit great. But 14 players drafted in the 2025 draft, and you think that Ohio State's going to come back and be reloaded and retooled like they were this past year when they won the championship? I'm going to tell you there's no way. You got the Tampa Bay, okay, first-round draft pick, Mbuka. Think about this for a second.
Third best receiver on their team.
No problem, but he still was the first player selected in the draft. Donovan Jackson, guard. Tyleik Williams, what is he? Defensive tackle. Josh Simmons, tackle. Quinshawn, and this is like number 32 overall. Okay,
these are all still like
all right.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you number 155. Okay, Quinshawn Judkins and Trayvon Henderson, 36 and 38 respectfully. I'm talking about getting drafted overall. Edge. JTT
is what they call him, just to avoid trying to say Tiu Malu.
Okay, JTT, Indianapolis Colts, number 45 overall. Cody Simon, linebacker, Arizona Cardinals, 115 overall. Lathan Ransom, safety, Carolina Panthers, 122. Jack Sawyer, linebacker, come on, man, 123.
Heck of a linebacker, yeah.
Ty Hamilton, defensive tackle, 148. Jordan Hancock, cornerback, 170. Denzel Burke, another cornerback, 174. And, of course, Will Howard. So you telling me that this is the Ohio State team that we're supposed to say is going to destroy the Big Ten? And you got their quarterback in number 2? I don't think so.
Well, the reason I say that, I mean, you look at their receiving group. You got the best player coming back in the Big Ten. You have the number 2 receiver in Tate, who's just, I wouldn't say better than Jeremiah, but up there with him. They're going to add some guys who's been waiting in line to take their turn. And you got to look at the depth of Ohio State. These teams, they reload. They don't they reload. They don't just go out there. They don't rebuild. It's just the next guy up. This is, like I said the other day, a complete copycat of the 90s of Nebraska. Like, these guys are not losing anybody. They got 5 stars coming in. They got guys who's chomping their teeth that's ready to get on the field. And then you got a new defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia. So you see what he's going to add to it. You got guys like Jeremiah Matthews coming back, Sonny Styles, who was there last year, Kenya Jackson Jr. Then you got the Downs kid coming back. So they had a freshman cornerback who played a lot last year, but I don't think he started the whole season. But just look, this team's going to be up there. They're going to be a playoff team, and hopefully we don't have to play them in the playoffs.
If I'm in our locker room, I am not giving them the credit as them being Ohio State of old. I'm looking at them just like they're looking at me, and I'm telling my teammates they ain't nothing but another team, guys. That's all they are. And with everything, with 14 players, that's more players than they've had in one NFL draft in the history of Ohio State football. You mean to tell me they can lose all those players and still dominate the Big Ten? Me and my teammates, I think we would question that, and we would prove that wouldn't happen.
Well, I think it's interesting. Remember, just like last year, they don't have to be the best team in the Big Ten from game 1, and that's where we've had the Ohio State-Texas argument. It's just by the end of the season where everybody's a little bit more tenured, and that's where I think a lot of people have faith in Ohio State to get back at that point. We'll see. All those questions are out there, but it's kind of the same thing with Penn State. Penn State can't get over that Ohio State hump. Everything's kind of lining up. Maybe this could be the year to do so. But that's why I love that college football this year, even these lists. There's no like, I thought about this the other day. If Nick Saban was at Alabama, I think they'd be preseason number 1. Because I just don't think there's anybody else to fill in that. We did that for years, right? It was like, well, if there's nobody else, then Nick Saban's Alabama team should probably be preseason number 1. Well, they didn't do enough last year, and obviously you don't have Nick Saban there, so we don't know. So you're kind of filling these teams up there, but nobody's a sure favorite to win the whole thing. There can be favorites to get to the playoffs, but to win the whole thing, it's wide open in college football this year.
It really is.
All right, let's get to number 3 right here. And number 3 ranking, Dante Moore. I don't know too much about Moore. He set the bench last year. He's a transfer himself, isn't he, Buck?
Yes, from UCLA.
From UCLA, yeah. So we're going to see a lot of him this year. I know he lost a receiver, but it's Dante Moore time, Buck.
I'm interested. I know Dante Moore, again, at one time was kind of in that Dylan Raiola conversation, big-time recruit, went to UCLA, even had success their first year at UCLA under Chip Kelly. This is 2 years ago now when he was at UCLA. And was even named. There was a midseason. I remember it because this is when I kind of got an idea of who Dante Moore was. Is he was midseason freshman All-American at UCLA. Well, the second half of that season had to play out just like Dylan kind of hit his little first freshman slump, if you will, through the midway through part of that first year. Dante Moore did as well, and his spot was taken as the starting quarterback by Ethan Garbers by the end of the season. So then goes and sits behind, sits on the bench there at Oregon and behind Dylan Gabriel. Maybe have learned something from him, but in totality, this is a guy that, again, was benched at UCLA as a freshman. So a couple different things factoring in there, but 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I know he's at Oregon, but I don't know why he's ranked ahead of Dylan. I wouldn't necessarily.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's my same question. Is I get it. But the reason why he got benched at UCLA because he wasn't consistent.
Yeah.
And he was throwing picks and making bad decisions. So it is what it is. We hope they get that version of him instead of the version that I think that Chip Kelly called himself recruiting.
All right, number 4, Desmond Williams. I don't know too much about him, Bob. You have to read it up on us.
Yeah, I mean, he's a similar situation where he was a freshman last year and impressed people, and as well he should have. He had a really good bowl game. I'll pull up his numbers here because I don't want to undercut him. He did really have a really good bowl game, but he started 2 games last year. And so I think you had enough time to fall in love with him and get excited about him, but not enough time for defenses to scout him and see what you kind of have out of him. So ultimately, his numbers, he didn't really have anything to write home about. He was the backup quarterback for the longest time. Then against Oregon, 17 of 20, 201 yards, a touchdown, and ran the ball quite a bit. But, so they lost 49-21. That one's not the big one. The big deal of why Desmond Williams has been flying up the board is because as a freshman against Louisville, a game they ultimately did lose, by the way, 35-34, but he was 26 of 32 for 374 yards, 4 touchdowns in a pick. Also carried the ball for 48 yards 20 times there as well. So, he's not the biggest guy. 5'11", 187 is what he's ranked at. He does have, he can use his legs quite a bit. And that bowl game is what is getting people excited. Again, he's another example of a guy, though, along with Dante Moore. I just don't know if they've shown enough to be this high in the rankings.
No, I agree.
But it is that somebody loved that bowl game against Louisville.
Well, here's the deal. You know why he went to he's going there in Washington. We know why he's going, right? Because you the head coach. Is there a new head coach at Washington?
There was from the previous year.
Jed Fish?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, he followed him there from Arizona. So only thing I'm saying is, how can we possibly rank him above a guy, 2 or 3 guys they've got bill of work?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Terrell. Good combo though.
All right, next one we kind of familiar with, Luke Altmaier. This kid right here from Illinois. He took command of their offense last year. Just does enough for them to win. Not looking for the big throws, the big plays. He managed their offensive game plan well. You're talking about a kid who threw for 2,700 yards last year, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, Bob. So he's very cautious how he makes his throw. But we should have beat them last year, Bob. And now we don't play them this year. And that's gonna. And this kid right here is kind of exciting. He's 22 years old, but I want to see more from him.
Yeah, you're right. He's kind of more of a game manager, but with those numbers, you got to respect it. 2,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 6 picks. Threw 4 touchdowns against Nebraska, 21 of 27 for 215 yards there Might have been his best performance of the season, or at least up there with it. So, I mean, I was impressed with him leading to the bowl game win over South Carolina. I thought that was going to be a tough matchup for Illinois, but they were able to get that win. But in a lot of these games, he's not throwing. I mean, he threw for 300 yards once last year, and that was in overtime against Purdue. He's not going to be slinging the ball around, but he's a good game manager to go along with the defense that they have there. And, again, I hate that. I kind of hate that term because it can lead you down a different path of what you think about a guy. You think, he's not really a threat. He proved enough that he can be a threat, with his legs even a little bit to get Illinois to that point that they were at. So I understand he might not have the ceiling, and that's why you don't want to put him at second or third. But as far as proven quarterbacks, I think he's second in the league right now.
Yeah, he should be ranked number 2 or number 1.
Yeah.
You can go either way. But, yeah, Luke Altmaier from Illinois is a great quarterback.
Hey, dude, this dude is – listen, man. This dude, Wood, has got some stuff. I'm talking stuff, and they're looking. Swing the bat, young guys, racers. You're going to race back to where you came from if you don't swing the bat because you can't hit Woods. You only can close your eyes and hope that it connects.
I mean, I think Murray State plays it smart. I think they stay close.
No, another one.
Stay close to this game, and then when you take the big guy out, Woods out, and that's when you really try to get your game plan on. Right now, you just swinging for dust.
Second pitcher to strike out 7 straight batters in a Men's College World Series. I think that's said since 1994. So what we have been watching is a little bit historical.
I mean, this is. He is putting the game. He's pitching a great game right now.
Going for 8 strikeouts in a row. It doesn't look like he's going to get it because he's going to get the guy out on a short hopper, but that's all right. That's still an out.
Hey, man, when you feeling it, you feeling it. And right now, I think he's feeling it. And I want to ask DP, and I'm going to wait until it gets to like the 8th inning because they're going to take him out in the 8th, right?
We'll see. I mean, 1-0, I don't know if you would.
Why don't they ever let him go complete games?
Well, first of all, if you want to take them out and have them for another game, if possible, because this is a elimination game and you got to throw your best pitcher out there. So, you put yourself back in the winner's bracket and give him a rest. But he's going to have to go another day or two, Bach, after this.
If they win. Yeah. If they win. 1-0, that's nothing. You can lose at one swing of the bat, and it's over. Breaking ball down away. I think I'm getting better at calling these pitches.
There you go, yeah.
Since DP told me which pitch is what, I know them all now. Let's see what this one is.
All right.
Slider, DP slider away. Ask him. What'd he say?
Low fastball.
Sinker.
There, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, we're going to go to break right here at 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through June 24th are $1 off ground beef, 15% off on aprons, 15% off cornhead beer, and buy one, get one 50% off on brats and hot dogs, limit 2. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street
Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service. But it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free. So visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket Captain Show, powered
by
Bauer
Infrastructure.
Bauer Underground Brand.
Excavating.
Yeah, we're here. We're live. Get down here. If you can't get here and you're in Lincoln, guess what? It's not coming. You can go to Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill and watch not only this baseball, but you can watch the U.S. Open. You can watch Major League Baseball. They got 30 TVs, 23 beers on tap, special high-end bourbons and spirits, all type of different foods and burgers. Get down there and go see them at Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane, just north of 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln.
Yeah, excellent stuff there. Obviously, we're live from Blur Tailgate, having fun here at the Hilton Omaha. And, man, are we watching a good game. Once again, update on the score. Arkansas 1, Murray State nothing. Arkansas is threatening a little bit here in the top of the sixth. Just one out. They have a man on second. Got a single and then stole a base over. So we'll see if the Racers can keep up with the Razorbacks here. We'll keep that, keep you knowing what's going on in that game as we go along here. I also did want to mention Nebraska's 2026 class got bigger today. The Husker football team that is bigger as how many people are in the class and just pure size of this man. Offensive lineman Aiden Ainsworth has committed to Nebraska over North Carolina State. He made that official announcement on his Twitter this morning around 11 o'clock. So for Nebraska, it's a big deal. 4-star offensive tackle, 6'5", 305 pounds. From Mississippi. That's a guy that the size right there sounds like you could just put him on the offensive line right now. Of course, you still want to get college ready, but maybe could help Nebraska out pretty quickly once he gets on campus. Joins Rex Waterman as the only other offensive lineman in that class as of now. Of course, 4-star safety C.J. Brown, the only other 4-star in the group. So kind of adding to that in that way as well. And C.J. Brona has been taking some different visits. So, I don't know. He's committed, but I don't know if you feel great about landing him completely. So this one makes you feel a little bit better about that class. Still a small class. Still only 6 guys at this point in June. Usually we'll see a little bit of a summer rush. Maybe this is the beginning of something for Nebraska.
I hate to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb. He's got scholarship offers from Baylor, Arkansas State, Arkansas, Alabama, and of course us. Now, here's my question: Are we saying that this is the old Alabama? Are they still getting 4 and 5 stars at Alabama like they were when Nick Saban was there?
I'd have to go back and look at last year's recruiting rankings. I'm sure they're up there, but to say it's the same program as Alabama, I don't think so.
No, but I think this is a good get. You know me, I want to go turn on the film and watch and see him knocking people down, making sure that he can step and he's elusive. It's one thing to be big. It's whole nother thing to be big and slow.
Yeah. Well, and we know too, it's interesting. We talked about how big he is, like you said. Hopefully, it doesn't come with any slowness, but it kind of shines a light on the Nebraska in-state prospects. I think that's the interesting part about this. From Nebraska, kind of slow playing their recruiting classes. So these guys that they're picking, they've been talking about. It's kind of like they're slim pickings, right? They're sifting through everybody and only making select scholarship opportunities out there, offers out there. So every guy they get, they're feeling pretty confident about. But as a fan, again, I'm not worried about the size of the class. I'm not worried about the rankings because I think at some point they're going to hype it up. They're going to get to the transfer portal if they need to. It's just always still interesting to look back at the in-state prospects. Kind of the top 10, largely dominated by Iowa State. Illinois has got 2 of them now, and to kind of think through it and think, okay, if they're slow playing a lot of these guys, they're probably slow playing a lot of people around the nation. So the guys that commit must be guys that they want to fast track.
Well, Alabama have 1 5-star recruit so far. He's a number 22 player overall. They have the 73rd player overall, the 101 player overall, the 211 player overall, the 272 player overall.
What does that mean when we're talking about position?
Well, they're in the top 300. Though.
Can you go to the last year's?
Last year.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be interested to see where it finished.
Well, they got 1. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because this year, it's kind of like Nebraska. Nebraska has 6 players. USC has 28. USC is going to be ranked higher than Nebraska, but it's kind of early in that recruiting process, so it's kind of hard to tell. Rankings are fun when you can run with them.
They finished third last year, Bob.
So that's basically on par with what Nick Saban is doing.
1, 2, 3 5-stars, and the rest of 4-stars.
You always wonder a kid like this because you want him to be a dancing bear. You know, when you get an offensive tackle like this, a big guy, you want him to be a basketball player because those are the guys with the best feet. They can move, they can get back, and they can adjust their hips in ways that if you don't come from playing basketball, you don't know nothing about that jiggle in the hips that you need in order to be a great offensive lineman.
Yeah, we'll see. And it kind of brings you to kind of this year's offensive lineman. We talk a lot about the skill possessions, kind of obviously Dylan Raiola, Emmett Johnson, but that offensive line, of course, a lot of it is going to revolve around some of those additions they brought in from the portal, right? Elijah Pritchett. Some places have him maybe being a first-round pick. I think Nebraska fans would be happy if he's in the first 3 rounds because that would mean he would have a very successful season here at Nebraska. And then obviously with Rocco Spindler, you get the guard from Notre Dame that was playing in the college football championship last year. A lot kind of hinges on those guys as well as, Justin Evans, some of those guys coming back. Do we feel like this offensive line is in a place now where we can be pretty impressed with what Coach Raiola has done? Because I think that's also an interesting part of the discussion. Of course, Coach Raiola has outlasted anybody on the Nebraska staff right now as far as tenure, as far as being at Nebraska, because he was hired in the final season of Frost. How do we feel like he's done so far, and is it enough time to go ahead and give him a grade at this point in his tenure at Nebraska?
I mean, he's gotten better. That's my biggest thing. His position group as a whole has gotten better. You can see the play on the field, and next year you'll be able to really tell that they're starting to gel as an offensive line. So the only how you can really tell how a person is doing is how are they what their room is looking like. And I think his room, other than anybody else's room, you can't say the running back room has gotten better. It hasn't. It hasn't. Receiver, we say it's gotten better on paper because we went out and got Dane Key and another Isaiah Hunter or Hunter.
Yeah.
You might say, on paper we've gotten better, but have we gotten better than last year? Do we know that? No. At tight end, did we get better?
I don't know.
Great question, right?
Wouldn't think so. You lost Fedone.
Well, you again.
But you're gaining Harburg, basically.
Well, you are, but you're getting a guy who's never played the position, who has never blocked before an entire game at tight end. Not that Harburg can't do it. I think he can definitely do it. He's just a rookie at it. Receiving and running and catching, he's going to be a veteran. That's going to help us. But when you got to pull him out of the game and put your blocking tight end into the game, what is that going to tell your opponent? We're running the ball.
Yeah.
So, you want a tight end that can do a little bit of everything.
Wouldn't it be interesting, again, going back to that offensive line, to say, is that better than last year? And it certainly has the upside to be. But, you lose Ben Hart. We'll see what happens with Corcoran and Prohaska and those guys, obviously. But, I mean, you bring back a lot of guys. And Gunnar Gatula is another guy that I think is going to be impressed. I think a lot of people have felt like with how he played last year, he can slide in at that opposite tackle. Has had a little bit of an injury issue in the spring, I believe, sat out, so we didn't get to see a real good look at him. But I want to say the question mark because I thought he did really well. I mean, in the fact that he didn't really stand out, and as a tackle, it's good if you don't stand out. At least to the point that somebody's not beating you over and over again. So we'll see with him. That's going to be a big part of that offensive line. And then, like I said, Justin Evans, I think you trust him moving to center. And then, you find out that other guard spot. Henry Letofsky has a lot of playing time behind him. We'll see if some of those younger guys, and that's why I kind of bring in Coach Raiola here, some of those younger guys, and Gatula is one of them, so throw him in there as well. But like Jason Masaychek, Grant Bricks, Brock Knutson, some of those younger guys, seeing how they develop will be a big part of how well the offensive line goes, if not for the starters, but at least for depth.
Yeah, they definitely got to step up. But 2026 is right around the corner, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How many do we have committed in the class of 2026?
I think it was like 3. I have to go back and look.
It's a total of 6.
6.
We're ranked 70th right now.
Yeah.
Not that means anything right now, but it is. It's early, but it's really late because We'll just wait and see. I just think that we've got to, I think, oh my gosh, he's throwing. Is that, how many is that? 12
That's 12
Ks?
strikeouts for Arkansas
Jeez.
pitcher Wood.
He's in
Gabe
for
Wood.
listen, folks. He is on his way to doing something amazing, and to catch it live while we're on the air, I wouldn't have it any other way. Did we get through our quarterbacks?
We did get through our
Yeah,
quarterback.
yeah,
rankings,
we're
yes.
done with the quarterback.
Okay, good. Because I thought maybe we didn't get through quarterbacks. I wanted to do they've got an all-century team, quarter-century team, pass catchers.
So
Nebraska.
since the year 2000, basically?
Well, it's quarter century,
yeah,
basically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Basically. Who would they be in there?
A lot of good picks there from there. I think a lot of it just depends on who you prefer. I don't know if there's anybody that definitely needs to be on every list, but I love debating it because, go through the Trey Palmers, the Maurice Purifies, Nate Swifts, Kenny Bells, Stanley Morgans, a lot of good picks there.
Quincy.
So I'm interested. Yeah, Quincy definitely belongs in that conversation.
Who do you take first pick? Who you got?
I always liked Maurice Purified. The big body receiver
Yes.
went up, got the big catch against Texas A&M. Unfortunately, that 2007 season didn't go well for anybody around him, in that team. But they were able to still put up a lot of stats because the defense was giving up, 60 points a game or something like that. But Maurice Purify, if not just for his build for that big moment against Texas A&M, would probably be my top pick.
Blackshirt, who you going with overall receivers? And I'll throw the names out there so you know. You got Kenny Bell, Quincy Enunwa. If Bach pick him, you can't get him. Another K. Trey Palmer.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there. Stanley Morgan Jr., Terrence Nunn, Trey Palmer, Niles Paul. I'm kind of mad at you for taking my guy Maurice Purify. Because if you're talking about, you almost got to go the Mornay personnel, which he wasn't a major factor. I look at J.D. Spillman, Jordan Westerkamp. There's some names out there, but if I had to go with a guy, I think I would almost go back with you guys picked all Stanley Morgan Jr.
There you go. That's not a bad pick.
If not Quincy, but you can't say Quincy because Quincy didn't go crazy until he got out of Nebraska.
Well, he did. He has the record for 12 touchdowns in a season at Nebraska. So at least his senior season was very good. But
Towards the end of the season.
yeah. So, and that 99-yard catch against Georgia was something special. So you could go there. I always like Nate Swift as well. I have a question for you. If Wilson Thomas didn't play in the option offense, would he be in this conversation too?
Absolutely, he would be. 6'5", great target. Absolutely, he would be a part of that. Absolutely. And I think there's some other guys. Kenny Cheatham will be a part of that as well. Corey Dixon.
Of course, those guys predate the year 2000.
Yeah,
on this list.
if you went back, but
yeah, if you're going to talk about all-time wide receivers.
Well, but you went back to Wilson Thomas. You know how far back that is?
Well, he
Would that be
played
a quarter.
he would have been at the start of that 2001, I believe.
So we're going 25, huh?
yeah. Since the year
that
2000.
ain't fair. So now you talking 2000 to 75 receivers.
Yeah. Matt Davidson played in the year 2000, so
he did.
Yeah.
Where would he be at?
He could be in that list too.
What, 20?
Well, again, if he didn't play in an option offense, his numbers would be quite a bit higher.
Well, actually, didn't Matt Davidson have 1,000 yards in a season?
Oh no.
Or in his career?
I think in his career. Totally,
okay. All right. He said, "Oh no, not that Matt.
No,
a different Matt." Throw it to break.
All right, we are live from Blur Tailgate at the Hilton Omaha. We'll be out here till 6. If you're looking for 93.7 the ticket, but they'll be open until midnight. If you want to come out here and get anything you could want. We got lunch and dinner buffet, soda, water, cash bar, all that sort of stuff. Come join us out here. If not, well, at least stay around for our next segment of The Captain coming next year on 93.7 the ticket.
Keep summer green with Judson Bylene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
I want to ride. Do you want to ride? June is officially riding month at Rod's Power Sports, Nebraska's largest volume Honda Power Sports dealership. Come in now and take advantage of huge savings and a great inventory selection during Rod's I Want to Ride celebration days all month long. Simply schedule a qualified demo ride on one of their new Honda motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, or side-by-sides, or purchase a new or used vehicle, and you get a free custom I Want to Ride t-shirt. Plus, all month long, they have 10% discounts on all wearables, parts, accessories, and oil change kits when purchased with a new or used Honda. Free refreshments served each Saturday morning in June. Just show up and say, I want to ride, and they'll fix you up with some free stuff and help you pick out that new ride. Come ride with Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln or online at rodspowersports.com. For your safety, read the owner's manual and always wear a helmet and eye protection. Honda Power Sports vehicles are for riders 16 years and older. Honda recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 94. Tonight, showers and storms are likely. Some of those could be severe, still low near 68. And tomorrow, showers and storms continuing throughout the day. See an afternoon high near 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Husker fans, the 2025 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support in the Sea of Red at Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $185. This plan includes tickets to Michigan or USC, plus Akron or Houston Christian, and either Michigan State, Northwestern, or Iowa. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red!
Safety is always at the top of mind at Lincoln Electric System. The safety of our employees and the safety of our customers. It's National Safety Month. Visit les.com/safety for tips on all things related to electrical safety.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Throw the same pitch back to back. Even I can see that. Gotta get a little bit of something. Not the same pitch, though. Exact same pitch, and he caught him. Wow. He must have thought because that pitch got by him that, he could do it again. Huh? He didn't know he was going to be them key in on that. Sheesh. Jay Foreman in the building. Eric Strickland in the building. There are Austin in the building. Who else is in the building? Jay. Let's see. Nick is in the building. And Sorensen is here. DP's here. Of course, we're here. And Emma is in the building for us at 93.7 The Ticket. Buck, give us an update on this crazy game.
Woo Pig Suey. Arkansas 2-0 now. They got their insurance running, and they got runners on second and third. Murray State took their starter out as he allowed a base hit, I think, to open this inning, and their reliever has not gotten out yet. So no outs, second and third. He's already given up a run top of the seventh, and they need to stop. I mean, obviously they haven't been able to get by Wood all day long. It's going to be tough for Murray State to get one run across the board. But if this turns into a 3-4 run ball game, it's probably going to be the fat lady singing for Murray State.
Go fishing! Carter Lake is open. You can go fishing in Carter Lake. We got all kind of different lakes around here in Omaha that they can go fishing in. But I think this is it, man. If they don't get out of here, I mean, 2-0 is probably the closest they're going to need it to be in order to maybe get a win. Anything other than this, he got to check. Oh, he dropped the ball, ladies and gentlemen. Big time error.
It looked like it was going to be a situation where the runner was going to be able to tag after he caught it anyway and score, but he dropped the ball, so now still no outs. Arkansas now at 3-0. So, yeah, it's starting to get away from Murray State. It's safe to say that.
The what they say about the cream rises to the top.
That's right.
It's rising right to the top right now, and the Racers. Oh, he just touched the ground and it came out. Dang, got to be more careful, Buck.
And so as you look moving forward, again, Arkansas is going to play the winner of LSU and UCLA tonight. So that will be, or the loser, of that game. So that will be exciting. To kind of see, you could have that rematch from the ticket that was tough to get between Arkansas and LSU, or you could have the Big Ten going up against Arkansas. But, the top-rated, highest-rated team in this tournament left, Arkansas, looks like they're going to avoid elimination. Now, I don't want to call it early. It's the seventh inning. We probably shouldn't get too over ourselves here, but that's the way it's trending.
It didn't have to be, listen to me, it didn't have to be the meltdown of all meltdowns from the pitching spot if they lost this game. That would be incredible.
It would, but right now, just a 3-run game. It's not uncommon in baseball for somebody to put 3 up in an inning. So it's still possible out there.
He's got to get out of this inning.
The first thing you do is take that pitcher out.
Yeah.
You go ahead and give your pitcher a rest because you got a nice three-run lead.
No way, Terrell. You got to let him.
I mean, if you want to save him for the next game or the game after that, you take him out now.
They laid a bunt down to move the runners over. So they'll be at second and third with 1 out. But, yeah, I mean, the reason, the tone for us with the 3 runs is because Gabe Wood is just slicing and dicing that Murray State lineup. So that is why it feels like maybe like a 6 or an 8-run ball game with just 3 runs up there for Arkansas. And, of course, again, they're still trying to add.
Buck, you ever played a basketball game when your team couldn't hit nothing?
Yeah.
And you was off as well?
Oh, yeah.
How'd that feel?
It's frustrating, because it's not what you usually do. It doesn't, you got to just grind it out and try to win defensively or a different way, right?
Well, that's what's going on here. Terrell, it's over for the pitcher. You can cancel Christmas. I just think he's rattled. I always ask him, maybe I need to ask DP this question. when those pitchers show so much respect for the base runner on first base, don't that throw you off your pitch game? Isn't that something that'll throw your pitch game off if you're so worried about the guy running at first base? That seemed to have started it off. You know?
Yeah, it can be a problem.
I'm just saying, to me, if I'm a pitcher and I'm coming in as a relief to help somebody out, I'm more focused on throwing Ks, because if I throw Ks or great pitches that lead to grounders and ground outs, that's better than worrying about the guy on first base that can only steal the second.
See, I like seeing these stats, and they're throwing them up there because of the game Gage Wood is having. He's got the longest. He's the longest into a game as far as a perfect game since 1999 in the Men's College World Series. So, Terrell, you might be right. I mean, if they score a few more, if you're up 5, you really might pull him. But it would be unfortunate because he's got a no hitter down the line. But yeah, I don't know.
No
yeah,
hitter.
He's got a no hitter. Perfect game right now.
You don't pull him.
Well, this is just one game, but you still got to win some more.
It don't matter.
I mean, you got to save this guy because you got to need him down the road.
You don't got to save anything.
If you pitch him 9 innings, it'll be 2 more days before he be ready.
No problem. He's not going to pitch next game anyway.
Yeah, but you're going to play 2 more games back to back.
That's fine.
They get no rest.
Listen, DP said it best. It's not like he's pitching 15, 25 pitch innings.
Yeah, I'd like to see what his pitch counts.
Yeah, but when you go against an LSU team, you probably gonna want to use him, and if he's worn out, then he's getting rattled early, Bach. You score runs on him.
I don't know. I don't pull him. I think you give him an opportunity to do something that ain't been done since what year, Bach?
1999 was the longest.
Let it happen, Coach. Terrell, you getting ready to break the all-time tackles at the University of Nebraska. We're beating the smoke out of somebody. All you need is 1 tackle, or 2 tackles. Do I leave you in the game, or do I pull you out because we got the bowl game coming up?
Well, if it's 4th quarter, just take me out, Coach. I'll break it in the bowl game.
You can't. They don't keep the stats in the bowl.
Now they do, so now I can just do it in the bowl game.
Okay, well, I'll flip my question up. We're in the bowl game.
Yeah.
We're winning. It's the 4th quarter. My guy, Terrell Farley, who's been a mainstay for me, needs 2 tackles to become the all-time leading tackler at the University of Nebraska. Do you do it or not?
Well, it depends on the coach or not.
Leave him in the game.
It depends on the coach and what the score is. So, you really can't pick and choose and do that. But, if I had a chance to do it, I would. If I don't, I don't.
All right. We better wrap it up. Listen, we've had some fun. Fastest 2 hours in radio. We got to get ready to run. Bach, you got any last words?
No, just enjoy the ball game. I've enjoyed it out here. Men's College World Series, great to show on dirt, man. It's living up to it.
Terrell?
All right. No, I'm okay, man.
Get us out of here.
Go get us some bobbleheads, and me and Bob gonna walk over here. All right, 93.7 The Ticket, live from Blur Tailgates Party here in Omaha for the College World Series Championship. We will be right back.
Constructors is now hiring